Our top focus in WION Fine Print. Sources have told WION that at least 7 European Union nations have included the Made in India Covishield vaccine in its Greenpass. These nations are Germany, Austria, Slovenia, Greece, Ireland, Estonia and Spain. Estonia, for one, has approved both India's Covishield and Covaxin shots outside of the bloc. Switzerland and Iceland have approved Covishield vaccine for a travel pass. Earlier, the toughening of its stance on the European Union's COVID certificate, India had asked the Eurozone to accept Covishield or Covaxin, or else it will not be accepting the bloc's digital green pass. So people from the European Union will have to undergo a mandatory quarantine upon arrival in India, even if they have been vaccinated. However, the isolation for those carrying the EU's digital pass will not be required only and only if Brussels accepts India's Covaxin and Covishield shots. Now, earlier, the European Union did not accept the two Made in India vaccines for its Green Pass. The bloc has listed only those vaccines so far which have been approved by the European Medicines Agency. The vaccine certificate will be rolled out today. Vaccines approved by EMA are Pfizer, Moderna, AstraZeneca and Janssen. But the Covishield vaccine, which is simply AstraZeneca's version being manufactured in India, is yet to get the clearance. The exclusion of vaccines being administered in India has sparked concerns that Indians will face difficulties in travelling to the EU, which has 27 members. For more perspective, WION's correspondent Lucy Huff is now joining us live from Brussels. Lucy, thanks so much for joining us on WION at this hour. So what is the European Union's response to India's demands and conditions about European travellers coming to India?
Well, essentially the line from the European Commission, which is the EU's executive arm earlier, was that really this is up to individual member states to decide if indeed they want to add Covishield and other vaccines not currently authorised for use to their portfolio for admissions into their countries. And as you were just outlining there, 9 European countries, including Germany and Estonia, have now added Covishield to their list of authorised vaccines. So border controls are a national competence. So really it may be the case that we see a greater number of individual member states deciding to accept Covishield. In the meantime, the European Medicines Agency, EMA, has said that it hasn't yet received a formal application for authorisation from the Covishield's manufacturers at the Serum Institute in India, but that once that application has been received, then the vaccine will be considered for addition to the EMA's portfolio of authorised vaccines, given its similarity with Oxford AstraZeneca, of course. So this director of the Serum Institute is saying that he hopes to have this matter resolved within a month. But meanwhile, individual EU member states are already deciding to approve and accept Covishield.
Right, Lucy, now there's a lot of back and forth on this at the moment, but the big question is, will the EU add Indian-made vaccines to its Green Pass, given the fact that Indian travellers are, of course, a big portion of tourism revenues within the bloc?
Well, certainly there is now pressure on the EU, given that threat from the Indian government, who've said really that unless the EU recognises the vaccines being distributed widely in India, it will in turn refuse to accept the EU's digital green pass. I mean, the EU has contributed substantially to the COVAX facility, the body designed to ensure fair distribution. And as a result of that, given that Covishield is one of 2 vaccines that are being rolled out on a large scale as part of that facility, the EU is under pressure to recognise that jab. So it may be the case, given the negotiations we're seeing. We know that the matter was raised at the G20 meeting in Italy earlier on this week, that the CEO of the Serum Institute has been raising this at the highest level. And already, as I say, we're seeing certain European nations deciding to accept the vaccine. It does seem likely that a decision will be made on this soon. But in the meantime, the political pressure will continue.
Right, Lucy, thank you so much for joining us on WION at this hour with all your inputs. WION World is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news updates on the move.